One of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs don't win, because you don't believe in yourself enough.
You need to do the difficult things when it's hard, and you do it, and you try, and you keep going. That's when you feel pride about yourself.
The more you live your life based on what other people think of you, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. The first thing most people do after they make a decision is they plan, they strategize, they tinker, they think, and it's the worst thing you can do.
There's 2 reasons why you are being lazy.
Need motivation? Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like na 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 na. For my top 10, top 10, na 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 na. This one's for my top 10.
I'm Evan Carmichael, and here are my top 10 rules of success, volume 7. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Believe.
Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. Right? Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. One of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs don't win, because you don't believe in yourself enough. It's why do I have this channel? Why is my one word believe? Look at the back of Nina's sweater. There it is, right? Believe. That's it. It's so important. There's so many, you guys are geniuses. There's so many geniuses, massively talented people out there with amazing ideas that can change the world, but you don't go off and crush it because you don't believe in yourself enough. I think the 2 biggest problems in the world are, 1, recognizing that you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, believing that you have something in you, that you're not meant to just wake up and photocopy your life every day working for somebody else, just believing that. And 2, then believing in that ability. Believing that you have Michael Jordan level talent as something, and then when you found it, believing in it enough to chase it down every day to get better, because you need to beat on your craft, because it may be something that's totally outside what is normal in your family, because it may be something way outside what is normal for your culture or your society or your community, but you have to go off and do that crazy thing. And it's really hard to believe in yourself enough to chase it down, especially when it's against what everybody around you is saying and what they believe. And so, great, yes, I need to believe in myself, amazing. How do you do it? What's the process? How do you gain self-belief? You need to eliminate the negativity in your life and replace it with belief. So think about, what are the thoughts, who are the people, what are the things around you that keep you where you are, that keep these negative patterns in your head? Is it your parents? Is it your friends? Is it the TV shows you're watching? The media you're consuming? Like, what is it that is toxic, that makes you feel small? And as much as possible, you either cut it out of your life or reduce the exposure. If it's your mom who's always on you and says you can't go be an entrepreneur, maybe you just don't talk about your career with your mom. You put boundaries up. I don't want to talk about this. There's other things that we have in common. You focus on that stuff. You lay out the ground rules. You make them respect you. And you don't talk about the things that you know is going to lead to conflict. And for other people, you may need to just completely cut them out of your life. If it's your best friend from growing up, just because you were friends in grade 4 doesn't mean you should still be friends with adults. A lot of our friendships are out of convenience. You're with people just because it's convenient to be with people. But you've grown apart, and you have to recognize that. If somebody is toxic around you, you shouldn't be with them. And if you are, it's just micro doses. And so you need to cut out a lot of the crap in your life. Anything that's causing negativity or self-doubt needs to be eliminated from your life as much as possible. Great, now you have a vacuum. Now you've got this hole, not as this void inside you. Great, what do? You fill it up with positivity. You fill it up with belief. My channel is a pretty good resource. I got this channel, I got the other channels. We got 3 videos plus a day coming out across my channels that if you want more belief in your life, here's a great resource for you. But forget about me. It's not about me. It's about you. What makes you feel belief? If it's watching videos, great. If it's listening to a podcast, reading a book, doing an act of service, meditating, prayer, whatever the thing is that helps you feel belief, do that every single day. Fill yourself up with it. I inject myself with so much vitamin C belief. I see belief as this injection that I put into myself every day. I have so much of it in me that if somebody sneezes their toxicity on me, I'm not going to get sick because I've done the work, because I'm surrounded with so much belief. That's what you need for your life as well.
Rule number 2, know your why.
Step number 2 is your why. Why do you do what you do? Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose comes from your pain. The thing that you will enjoy the most in life is helping people who currently are going through whatever you massively struggled with. Think about the biggest pain in your life, whatever that was growing up, the biggest pain, the thing you'd never want to have to repeat or go through again, that pain, that deep, dark pain you wouldn't wish upon your enemies, that pain, the worst day of your life, that pain. Your greatest joy in life will be helping people who are currently going through that pain and getting them through it. That's it. That's your purpose for life. That will never get old. That will be with you for life. And so for me, starting up as an entrepreneur was my biggest pain. I felt worthless. I was making $300 a month. I was suffering and struggling and just felt defeated as a human being. That's why I love helping out other entrepreneurs. And that's going to be it for life. That'll be my purpose for life.
Rule number 3, don't quit.
You need to do things that make you proud of yourself. You need to do the difficult things. When it's hard and you do it, and you try and you keep going, that's when you feel proud about yourself. When you quit early, even if everybody gives you a logical reason for doing it, say, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it, quit. You should quit. Take it easy. But you know deep down inside yourself, you can't quit. You have to do the work that makes you feel proud, because if you face difficulties and then quit, that's what you're teaching yourself. That's the story inside your head. And there's no way you're gonna go off and accomplish those big, bad, impossible dream goals of yours if you quit every time it gets hard. I had a guy come to my Columbus workshop, and he had a goal to do 6 days a week cold showers. It was Friday night. Saturday night was his day off from cold showers. It was Friday night he comes to my workshop and he says, it's been winter here in Columbus. I'm at my girlfriend's house all day today. It's been freezing. I've been inside the house. It's been freezing all day. I didn't do my cold shower today. Evan, what should I do? Should I take my cold shower? I said, well, are you proud of the reason why not? Are you proud of the reason that you were in a cold house all day and so that's good justification for you? I said, no, I'm not proud of the reason. Great, then you have to do it. You have to go take your cold shower. And after the workshop, he got home at 11:30 at night and he took an Instagram video from the waist up, getting into the cold shower and freezing his face off. And then I said, you have to go off and do it again tomorrow too. Even though Saturday's your day off, you have to get up and do it again tomorrow, just to show yourself, just to prove to yourself what you're made of. When it's difficult and you try, that's when you win. That's when you actually feel good about yourself, when it's difficult and you keep going. Even if the results suck, even if past the 40%, your results are starting to decline. You feel great about yourself because you kept going. But if you quit as soon as it gets hard, that's what you're teaching yourself to do. And so I see entrepreneurs and leaders as trees. You're a tree. Your responsibility as a tree is to eat poison, carbon dioxide, right? You eat poison. You eat it, you grow from it, and then you spit out positivity and oxygen for the people around you, right? For yourself and the people around you. You grow from it. Your job is to eat adversity. Your job is to eat judgment. Your job is to eat difficulties. And you grow from it. And then you create opportunities and possibilities for yourself and the people around you. That's your job. And so the next time that you find yourself in a difficult situation, you want to quit, you want to give up, you're at that mark, your brain wants to quit on you, remind yourself, I'm a tree. I'm a tree. I'm gonna grow from this. This is my chance to get better. This is my chance to eat it, to grow from it, and then create possibilities for other people. That's your job if you want to be an amazing leader and an amazing entrepreneur, and I'm cheering for you.
Rule number 4, be consistent.
Lack of consistency is one of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs fail. It's one of the biggest reasons. You're a genius, you have great ideas, you want to serve, you know you're capable of more, and you have these moments of inspiration and moments of boldness and moments of massive productivity and focus and clarity, but it's not consistent. And that's why most entrepreneurs will lose. Because you might crush it on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you fall back down. Until the next Saturday when you're up and flying again. It's not enough. It's much more about what you do every day. You are what you consistently do. It's a huge problem for entrepreneurs, so let's fix it. Number one, if you are a part-time entrepreneur, if you work for someone else, you're a part-time entrepreneur, you need to make sure that every single day you're working on your business. Every single day, you have to work on your business, no matter what. Even if it's for 15 minutes at night, every single day, you cannot let momentum die. Even just to show yourself that you can. Even if it's a crazy long day and your boss is yelling at you and you come home and your spouse is angry and your kids are sick, even then, you have to spend 15 minutes on your business, half an hour on your business, every single day. You cannot let the momentum die. Don't disappoint yourself. Number two, if you're already full-time in your business, great. You need to have CEO time every day in your business. CEO time. Time where you spend being the CEO. What does that mean? It's different for different entrepreneurs, but when you're working on the business instead of in it, if you spend all time just working in the business, just putting out fires and never growing, guess what? You're never gonna grow. If you never have CEO time built into your business, you will never be a CEO. And so you need to make sure that every day you have CEO time built into your business. Again, maybe it's only half an hour, but in that half an hour, you're spending time growing your company, you're gonna start seeing results. And my last tip is I want you to start your morning off powerfully. I want you to chart your start. I want you to have a morning routine that inspires you, that makes you feel bold. Most people, what do they do when they wake up? First thing they do is they hit the snooze button. What does that mean? It means last night you set a goal. I'm gonna wake up at a certain time, right? I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 12, noon. I don't care what time you have to wake up. You set a goal, you're gonna wake up. And then the very first thing that you do, how you start your day every day is you say, I am not gonna hit my goal today. That's how you start your day. That's how most of America starts their day. They say, I'm not gonna hit my goal today. How do you think you're gonna go off and have an amazing day and crush it and go hit your crazy big goals and ambitions that you have as an entrepreneur when you tell yourself and you reinforce it every morning that you are the kind of person who doesn't hit their goals? You gotta change that. You gotta wake up. Wake up when you say you're gonna wake up. Get out of bed when you say you're gonna get out of bed. That's step one. Then step two is, what is a morning routine that sets you up for success? Most people wake up like it's an accident. They wake up, you check your phone, you're responding to other people's emergencies and their agenda for your time. That's not how you need to start your day. Successful people, they own their morning. What does your morning look like? And we've all felt inspired and bold at some point. You felt it. You've been bold, you've been inspired at some point in your life. Great. Whatever that thing was that made you feel bold, unstoppable, inspired, put that into your morning routine. Maybe it's watching a video, maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's doing an act of kindness, maybe it's meditating, maybe it's prayer, whatever it is, with intention, because some of you have a morning routine already. I'm talking to you. You have a morning routine already, but you're not crushing it every day. You're not coming out of that morning routine feeling bold, inspired consistently. That's what we're talking about. Consistency here. Sometimes you just go through the motions of your morning routine. Sometimes you just pray, but you're not really connecting. Sometimes you just watch a video, but you're making your breakfast, you're brushing your teeth, and you're not paying attention. With intention, do your morning routine. You must come out of your morning routine every single day feeling bold, unstoppable, and confident. If you did that, if you woke up every day on time like you say you're going to, you're not going to hit the snooze button, you get out of bed, and then you did the thing that made you feel bold, powerful, and unstoppable every single day, holy cow, I guarantee you your life 1 year from today will look dramatically different than where you are right now. Consistency is the game. You are what you consistently do, and I want to see you win.
Also, if you want to learn how to have more confidence, check out my 254 Confidence series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it. Surround yourself with greatness. If you want to be more confident, you need to surround yourself with things that make you feel confident.
Rule number 5, inoculate yourself against judgment.
The more you live your life based on what other people think of you, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Listen, you're an entrepreneur. You want to do crazy things. You have a bold, ambitious vision for what you want to accomplish in your life. You want to change the way something's done in an industry, right? That's what we want to do. We want to change the world. You know what? There's a lot of people who want to protect the world, the status quo. They want to protect the way things are done. You want to come in and shake up an industry? There's a lot of people who want to protect that industry. There's a lot of people who don't like change. There's a lot of people who are so afraid of seeing you be successful because it means that they suck, right? There's a lot of people who will, in your environment, in your family, in your home, your friends, people who they don't want to see you win because it means they suck, because you've left them. Because it means that they're not good anymore, because they judge themselves based off of what everybody else is doing. And a lot of people have someone in their family who went off and crushed it, and they tried it, and then they failed, right? They tried it, they may have had some success, and then they failed, and now nobody else around them is allowed to be successful. all they want to do is pull everybody else down. They took their shot, ultimately didn't work, and now they pull everybody else around them. You can't let that be you. The more you want to go off and have a bold, ambitious life for yourself, the more you're going to have to learn to what I call inoculate yourself against judgment. You need to inoculate yourself against judgment. The judgment of your friends, your parents, the people around you, the general public, social media. Inoculate yourself against judgment. As long as you care what other people think of you, you will lose. You will play small forever. You will not be living your version of your life. And so how do you do it? How do you inoculate yourself against judgment? Here's how it goes. Anytime you feel your heart beating, boom, 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 boom. Your heart's beating, you're nervous, you're scared, you're worried about what somebody's going to think of you, you have to do the thing. You train yourself. Even if it's not an expression of you, even if you don't really care about doing that thing or not, you have to do it just to train yourself. Something like this would have been really difficult for me 10 years ago. Filming on the street was really hard. I'd be worried about what people think of me. I'd be worried about me standing here in San Francisco, people walking by, what they think of me. Yelling into my phone, yelling into this microphone here, talking to you guys right here. It's scary. And so because there's potential judgment, you get scared and then you don't do the thing. Teach yourself to do the thing. If filming in public sounds like a scary thing to you, like, oh, I couldn't do that, go do it. Go find the busiest street that you can find and then go make a video. And here's the thing, expect it to suck. You're not gonna be great the first time you do something, that's okay. Expect to suck, expect it to be the worst video you've ever made. And then pat yourself on the back and say, I did it.
Rule number 6, take action.
The first thing most people do after they make a decision is they plan, they strategize, they tinker, they think, and it's the worst thing you can do. Here's why. You make a bold decision. You say, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go off and do this crazy, amazing thing. And then you go home and you think of all the ways that it can happen, and you start planning and strategizing. It's amazing. You feel great. And then you wake up tomorrow and you're a different person. You wake up tomorrow a different person, and that person says, you can't do that. You can't follow through on that. Who are you to take on that big idea? And then nothing happens. Nothing happens. And so the solution after you get an immediate idea is action. Don't worry about planning. Even imperfect action, just action. Because you need to build it into your nervous system that you're the kind of person who follows through. Because you need to make some commitment so that by the time you wake up tomorrow, you've committed to following through. That's the biggest problem. I call it the 2% difference. So what most people will do is they'll plan to 100%. You get an idea, you got to plan. You got to go home. You got to plan. You got to plan all the way to the end. And it's amazing. And you think about it, it's such a great place to live in as entrepreneurs, as perfectionists, as over planners. We love living in that world. Don't worry about planning to 100%. Instead, find the 2% difference. What can you do right now to get 2% of the way? If you don't get 2% of the way immediately through action, you will never get to 100% of the way.
Rule number 7, find your one word.
I think people struggle with goals because they struggle with self-awareness, because they don't know who they are. And so they're constantly adjusting the goals that they have for themselves based off what other people think of them and based off what they see out in the media or on Instagram or on YouTube. They don't have self-awareness. You got to figure out what your one word is, what your most important core value is. Who are you as a human being? I wrote a whole book on this, but just as a quick brainstorm opportunity for you right now, think about what is your single most important core value. What is it? If you had to pick one core value as a human being, what is it? For me, it's believe. I like believing in people. I need to believe in people. I hate negativity. I hate toxic people. I hate the haters, right? I don't want to be around people saying that you can't do this. I am the opposite. I need to believe. And so already right there, already having that awareness of what your one word is, what your who is, when you figure that out, it allows you to make better decisions. It means that if you were in a work environment, if I was in a work environment where people didn't believe in each other, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would be frustrated, be upset, I'd be angry. And now I know why, because my one word is believe. And so what is your single most important core value? Figure that out. It's one of the most important exercises you can ever do in your life. It's super helpful, it's valuable, it's important. You need to do it. Otherwise you will never have clarity over your goals.
Rule number 8, do difficult things.
Self-love comes from doing difficult things. Self-love comes from doing things that you think are beyond your comfort zone, that you're not capable of doing, and just getting up and trying to do it. That's when you love yourself. When something is easy and you win, you actually don't feel that great about yourself. If you were to go and run a race against 3-year-olds and you won, great, yeah, you won. You might even post about it on Instagram, but you don't love yourself. You don't feel good about yourself because you played small, because it was easy, because you were expected to win, because it was inside your comfort zone. When you play inside your comfort zone always, you don't love yourself. It comes from doing difficult things. That's how you build respect. That's how you build credibility. It's how you build self-love for you. Forget about how other people respect or look at you. It's how you feel about yourself. That's the game. And that comes from doing difficult things. So if you ran a race against 3-year-olds and you won, great. Who cares? You don't feel great about yourself because you were expected to win. But if you ran a race against Usain Bolt and he ran backwards on one leg, he would still probably destroy you. But you should feel great about yourself because you did the thing when it was hard to do the thing. You might have lost to Usain Bolt, but you got in the race against him. That's how you build self-love. When you tie your self-respect, when you tie your self-worth, when you tie your self-love to the effort that you put in on a daily basis, that's when you start to win. When you tie your self-love to winning, to getting results, you lose. When you tie your self-love to how many likes you have on Instagram or views or subscribers on YouTube, you lose. It's about the effort. Are you putting in the effort every day? Because if you are proud of your effort on a daily basis, I promise you, you are going to crush it. But if you are only proud of yourself when you win, here's what's going to happen. You're only going to take on small things. You're going to play small your entire life because you're only going to take on projects that you have a pretty high chance of winning at, because that's how you have love for yourself. And that's a losing game because you're capable of more. You're capable of doing a lot more stuff. You're capable of playing a bigger game. You're capable of having a bigger impact. You have to. It's your duty. It's your duty to love yourself. When you love yourself, you'll be able to spread that more and help other people. And so how do you love yourself? It comes from doing difficult things. It comes from when your heart's beating like crazy and you're scared and it's some big project and you say, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do that scary thing. I'm going to try to record a video in public where people may be watching you. Doesn't mean your video has to be great. Chances are it's going to suck. But you tried. And you should feel great about yourself.
Rule number 9, have big dreams.
People aren't lazy. They just don't have dreams that inspire them. They default to thinking, I'm a lazy person. I don't have ambitions. I don't know what I want to do in life. I'm just a loser. No, you just don't have a dream that makes you want to go off and do something. And until you figure that out, you're going to be in this constant cycle of feeling like a loser. It's one of the most common questions that I get asked on my IG streams. I go live every single day on Instagram, at least right now while I'm on my tour. And every single day I get asked some variation of, Evan, I'm lazy. How do I get out of it? Evan, I'm procrastinating. How do I get out of it? One, you don't call yourself a lazy person. There's no such thing as a lazy person. If you are procrastinating or you're being lazy, right? You are being lazy doesn't mean that you are a lazy person. There's 2 reasons why you're doing it. There's 2 reasons why you are being lazy. 1, you don't have a dream that's big enough. You don't have something that inspires you. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning. If I was an accountant, I would be a really lazy accountant. I would hate my life. Not to knock accountants, it's just not for me. If I was a video editor, I would be lazy. I would hate my life. I don't want to be a video editor. I don't want to be an accountant. Actually, there's most things in the world that I don't want to be. And if you forced me to do that, I would be lazy. That's 95% of America. I think 95% of America wakes up and drives to a job that they hate. And then they're lazy there. But they have dreams, they have ambitions, you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, you just have to find it. And so if you don't know what that thing is, then it's your duty to go off and explore. You test, you try, you see. You say yes to a lot of stuff. Like, this is the most important thing that you need to figure out in your life if you don't know what your dream is. You have to go off and try things. Just like you won't get married until you go on dates. You won't get married to an idea until you go on dates, until you try it, until you say yes. And the acid test is, did I like it? Do I want to go back? Does this fill me up? Did I enjoy the process of it? Can I see myself doing this and having fun? Because when you're having fun doing the work, that's when it will fill you up. That's when you won't be lazy. And there has been times in all your lives where you felt that, where you felt the joy, the energy, the ambition, the drive. And so you need to capture that and say yes and find what it is that your big dream is.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is surround yourself with good people.
You're trying to change yourself to fit into a social circle because you feel you're not good enough. You feel you're not good enough. You feel you won't be accepted otherwise. You feel you have no friends. The reality is, you're different. You're weird. That's amazing. That's great. And it's never been easier to find your tribe. It's never been easier to find people who build you up, who support you, who cheer you on, and who want similar things to you. And until you find that group, you're always going to feel like an outcast. You're always going to feel like a fake. You're always going to feel like you're trying to impress people who you don't like, but what's your alternative because you have no friends otherwise. And so here's a process you can use to follow to help you be around the right people and start building the life you want. Step 1, eliminate negativity. Think about the people in your life right now who just make you feel low, who suck your energy, who you don't feel good about yourself when you're around, who just make you feel low and you don't want to be around them anymore. Maybe those are some friends that you grew up with and that they're not your friends anymore, and that's okay. I think a lot of us stay in relationships based out of convenience. Just because you went to elementary school with somebody doesn't mean that you should still be their friend now. You're just in that relationship out of convenience. You guys have grown apart and you need to accept it. If you're around negative people like that, or maybe it's your parents, then either limit your exposure to them or cut off access completely. You know, if it's a friend who's toxic, don't be around that person anymore. If it's people who make you feel less than, don't be around those people anymore. If it's your parents or it's a close friend that you still have some connection to, but there's just one thing that when you talk about makes you feel bad, don't talk about those things anymore. If you're talking to your parents and they don't like your entrepreneurial aspirations, don't talk about that stuff anymore. Put boundaries up, because there's still enough of a connection around other things, hopefully. If not, maybe you don't want to be talking to those people. But if there's enough of a connection still with your mom, with your dad, talk about that stuff and put boundaries around talking about your career, because you know it's going to cause controversy, people to get upset, and negativity. So step 1 is you need to eliminate the people or limit access to you from the people who are causing you to feel bad about you. There's no way you're going to create amazing things, build an amazing business if you're around negative people who bring you down all the time. It's just not possible. So step 1, eliminate those people or limit access. Step 2, now you've got this hole. You've got a gap in your schedule. You've got extra time now on your hands, and now what you want to do is fill it with positivity. And I see 2 paths here. 1, you want to start trying to hang out with people who feel the same way you do. And so look for entrepreneur events, look for meetup groups, look for conferences that are coming to your town. I'm here making this video in Las Vegas. At every stop along the tour that I've been doing over the past X number of days, 45 days or so, we got a 45 more days ahead. It's been amazing to see the connections that people make by being in a room of other successful entrepreneurs who have the same mindset of wanting to go off and accomplish something great. Somebody just DM'd me 2 days ago of people who met in my Los Angeles event. They had never known each other before. They met at my LA event, and then they went running together. They went running and caught the sunrise together in LA. That's what I'm talking about. When you start going to events where you start meeting people who feel the same way you do, who want to build similar things as you are, it just lifts your energy so much. Like, finally, holy cow, there's other people who believe the same thing I do. I want to hang around those people more. And so say yes. Look at what events are happening in your city and go to them. Some might be free, some might be paid. Depends on what your budget is, but go to them. Start meeting people. Say yes. Be around that environment, because you're not getting that right now with your parents, your friends, the circle that's around you immediately. You need to step out and start hanging around these people and start going to events. Maybe you only meet one person at that event. That's okay. That's a start. Surround yourself with those people.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from myself on how to learn how to communicate that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. You watched the video. Now it's time to take action. Here we go. Question number 1. What's a difficult thing that you will commit to doing this week? Number 2, what is your one word? And number 3, what helps make you believe? Communication is one of the most important skills that entrepreneurs need to have, and I think a lot of businesses fail because the entrepreneur cannot communicate well, and if they even are sharing their ideas, they are not convincing enough, and so a lot of great ideas die. You could have the next greatest idea that can change the world. It's sitting up here. But because you can't articulate it, because you can't share it, because you can't communicate it well, and because you're not convincing enough to the people around you, it will never take off. The idea will die within you, and I hate that. I hate that, because building a business, getting the thing that's out here out into the world is greater than one person. No matter how much of a genius you are, to build a business, you need a team. You need a team of people to help you go far, and you also need to convince the media and customers and partners and suppliers that what you have is amazing. If you are the only one who thinks that your idea is amazing and you can't communicate or convince anybody else of that, then you're done. Then that idea dies within you. And I think, unfortunately, that's a lot of entrepreneurs. So Jordan has 3 of his tips. I'm gonna give you 3 of mine on how to be a convincing communicator. Step number 1 is have a powerful opinion. You have an opinion. What is it that you are trying to say? Make it mean something to yourself and to me, and make that the first sentence of every piece of content that you make. If you're doing a video, that's your first sentence. You're doing an Instagram post, put it in there. You're doing a LinkedIn post, an email, a newsletter, like put it in there. You lead with your powerful opinion on what is wrong with the world or what your viewpoint on XYZ topic is. Make it mean something to me, make me care. So if I'm talking about communication, how important it is for entrepreneurs, a powerful opinion would be something like, you need to learn how to communicate in your business, or you will never get that idea that's in your head out into the world, and your idea will die inside you. That's an opinion. Where lots of people might say something like, so if you want to learn how to build a successful business and maybe take your idea to the next level, I think maybe you should focus on trying to improve how you speak and communicate. Like, it's so long, it has lots of filler words. You use words like maybe and potentially and someday and one day and I wish and we instead of I, like affirmative. Stop worrying about what people's reactions are gonna be and speak your truth. Always lead with a powerful opinion. Tip number 2 is emotional commitment. This is where a lot of entrepreneurs really fall down. You've got your powerful opinion, you know what you stand for, you know what you're trying to communicate, but when you get in front of a camera or when you get down to writing, it doesn't sway people. It's not emotional enough. You could be saying all the best words when you get in front of a camera to make a video, but because you are talking in a very boring, very non-exciting manner, and because you're so worried about saying the perfect words that you are memorizing something, or you are looking at your script or trying to read from a teleprompter, nobody is going to care or listen to you. You need to have emotional commitment. You need to feel the thing and how important it is while you are saying it. For me, I'm envisioning all of you. I'm envisioning all the entrepreneurs that I've worked with who have these amazing ideas and they never get them out because they can't communicate. And even though I'm sitting here in an office by myself and there's nobody around to actually connect with, I'm just talking to a camera. I'm trying to channel you. I'm trying to channel all the people that I've connected with and seen. And I want to make sure that your business does well. And communicating is so important as part of that, which is why I'm doing this video. And hopefully the care, the love, the energy comes through in the content that I make. And so sales and convincing people, not in a against what they want, but in a positive way. Like, this is something that you guys can get together on, is about the energy transfer. You are not just selling a concept or an idea, you are transferring energy. Whoever is more confident wins. Whoever is more convincing wins. And it's usually from whoever believes in their thing more. If you absolutely believe in your thing and that this is right and it's for them and they need to do this thing because it's in their best interest, not because they're just trying to sell something down their throat, but you really, 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 really care. And if they feel that care as opposed to just words that you're saying, that's how you bring them on board. It's great to have the best words, but more important is the emotional commitment that you have behind them. So the best test with any of this is watch back some of your content. Like, watch back your videos, read your newsletters, see the copy on your website, look at the story that you wrote about yourself and why you started this business. Does it get you excited? It's like boom, 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 boom. Like, yes, that's right. That's why I do this thing. Or do you watch it and you get bored? If you get bored and it doesn't get your heart beating, then do it again. Do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. You will be one of your best critics. You will be one of your harshest critics. And so being able to look over your content and get to the point where you say, wow, yeah, I'm really proud of that. That's when you start to win. And tip number 3 is raise the stakes. Just make it more important. If you want to move people, so often we're focused just on the tactics, the strategies. Here's the 5 things that you need to do. And people say, yeah, great, I love those, the 5 things, awesome. And they write them down and then they never do anything about it. You need to raise the stakes. You have to make it more important. You have to make me feel the pressure that if I don't do this thing that you want me to do, terrible things will happen, right? So if I talk about how important communication is, me just saying communication is really important as an entrepreneur, here are the 3 ways to do it, is not as powerful as communication is one of the most important skills that entrepreneurs need to have, because if you don't learn how to communicate your idea and get it out there, that idea will die inside you and your mission will never be realized. And listen, that paints a dark picture that's going to an extreme, and the idea is not to have hyperbole and make things bigger than they are, but that's a real case for tons of entrepreneurs, that if they do not learn how to communicate properly, their ideas will never get out there and their idea will die inside them. And so your goal, if you want to move people, is to make them realize how big this thing is for them if they don't take action. You're the expert. You know where the road is going. You see their future if they continue down that path. They don't see that future. They don't understand it. It's your job to help them see where this current path of action is going to lead them. And if they make the tweak, they make the change, they take your recommendations, where it could go. Raise the stakes, make it more important, make them feel that it's more important, and it actually starts with you feeling that this message is insanely important. If you want more Evan, check out the top 50 rules video my team made. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do. I hate spending money till I'm making money. If you do not have money,